Child custody issues can be highly challenging and emotionally charged, especially in the context of an annulment case. When parents decide to separate or annul their marriage, it is crucial to address the well-being and best interests of the children involved. Understanding the legal framework and options available for child custody in India becomes essential in navigating this complex process. In this article, we will explore the various aspects of child custody in annulment cases in India and provide guidance on how to deal with such issues. In India, both parents have legal rights to their children, regardless of the marital status. The mother generally has the right to raise and care for the child, while the father also has equal rights to raise and care for their children. However, fathers may not have automatic rights to visitation. The decision on child custody is based on the best interests of the child rather than the suitability of either parent. Different types of child custody. Physical custody. This type of custody grants one parent the responsibility of day-to-day care and upbringing of the child, while the other parent is usually allowed visitation rights. Joint custody. Joint custody involves both parents sharing decision-making rights regarding the child's upbringing and welfare. This can be an option if both parents are capable of co-parenting effectively. Special guardianship. Special guardianship refers to a situation where a guardian, who is not a biological parent, is granted legal custody of the child. This arrangement requires the agreement of both parents. Guardianship of minor children. This type of custody is when one parent holds the title to the child's care, maintenance, and education, while the other parent has visitation rights but not day-to-day care. Partial custody. Partial custody is granted when one parent has sole responsibility for the child, and the other parent has limited or no involvement. This type of custody is generally allowed for children under the age of 18 and requires the parent with partial custody to prove their ability to adequately provide for the child. The court is responsible for deciding which parent will have custody of the child in annulment cases. The primary consideration is always the child's best interests. Factors such as abuse, neglect, domestic violence, and the parent's ability to provide for the child's needs are taken into account during the decision-making process. Laws governing child custody in India. The laws governing child custody in India vary depending on the religion of the parents involved. Here are a few key provisions. Hindu law. The Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act, 1956, along with the Hindu Marriage Act, 1955, and the Special Marriage Act, 1954, regulate the transfer of custodial rights after separation. Muslim law. In Muslim law, the mother has the natural custody of a child until the age of 7, after which the father becomes the natural guardian. Christian law. Child custody rights for Christian parents are governed by Section 41 of the Divorce Act, 1869, where the welfare of the child is of utmost importance. Parsi law. The Guardians and Wards Act, 1890, governs custody rights for children of Parsi parents. Communication and mediation. Open and respectful communication between the parents is essential. Consider involving a mediator to facilitate discussions and help reach a mutually agreeable solution. Legal assistance. Seek the guidance of an experienced family law attorney who specializes in child custody cases. They can provide valuable advice and represent your interests during legal proceedings. Focus on the child's best interests. Emphasize the importance of the child's well-being and their best interests throughout the custody dispute. Courts prioritize the welfare of the child when making custody decisions. Gathering evidence. If there are concerns about the other parent's ability to provide a safe and suitable environment for the child, gather relevant evidence to support your claims. This may include documentation of abuse, neglect, or any other factors that could affect the child's well-being. Follow court procedures. Comply with all court procedures and provide necessary documentation or information as required. Failure to follow court orders can negatively impact your case. Be flexible and willing to compromise. Showing flexibility and a willingness to cooperate can help create a positive environment for resolving custody issues. Keep the child's best interests in mind when considering potential custody arrangements.